Let me ask you a question that might change your life. Are you working hard or are you working smart? Because there's a massive difference. And understanding that difference is the key to everything you want to accomplish. You see, time is the one resource that's absolutely equal for everyone. Whether you're rich or poor, successful or struggling, young or old, we all get the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't about having more time. It's about how they use the time they have. Time management is about squeezing more activities into your day. It's not about being busy every minute. It's not about running around like crazy trying to do everything. Real time management is about making sure that what you do with your time moves you toward your goals, builds your future, and creates the life you want. It's about working smarter, not just harder. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Think about that for a moment. Really think about it. If you lose money, you can earn it back. If you make a bad investment, you can recover. But if you waste time, it's gone forever. You can never get it back. Yesterday is gone. That hour you wasted is gone. That day you spent doing nothing productive is gone forever. Time is the ultimate non-renewable resource. So if time is so valuable, why do most people treat it so carelessly? Why do they waste hours watching television, scrolling through social media, doing things that don't matter? Why do they spend their days being busy but not productive? Why do they work hard but not smart? Because they've never been taught. They've never learned the principles of effective time management. They've never understood that how you spend your time determines how you spend your life. Let me tell you something fundamental about time management. It starts with knowing what you want. You cannot manage your time effectively if you don't have clear goals. You cannot prioritize if you don't know what's important. You cannot say no to distractions if you don't know what you're saying yes to. The reason most people never reach their goals is that they don't define them or ever seriously consider them as believable or achievable. If you want to work smarter, you've got to start by getting crystal clear about your objectives. What are you trying to accomplish? What do you want to achieve this year? This month? This week? Write it down. Be specific. Make it measurable. Because vague goals produce vague results. Clear goals produce clear results. When you know exactly where you're going, it's much easier to determine which activities will get you there and which activities are just wasting your time. Now here's a principle that will transform your productivity. Don't mistake activity for achievement. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're being productive. Just because you're working doesn't mean you're making progress. I see people all the time who are incredibly busy, constantly rushing around, always stressed, never stopping. But when you look at what they're actually accomplishing, it's not much. They're confusing motion with progress. They're confusing activity with results. Working smarter means focusing on results, not just effort. It means asking yourself, is what I'm doing right now moving me toward my goals? If the answer is no, you need to stop doing it. You need to eliminate it, delegate it, or postpone it. Your time is too valuable to spend on things that don't matter. Your energy is too precious to waste on activities that don't produce results. Let me share with you one of the most important concepts in time management, the difference between urgent and important. Most people spend their lives responding to urgent things. The phone rings and they answer it. An email comes in and they respond immediately. Someone asks for help and they drop everything. They're constantly reacting, constantly responding, constantly putting out fires. But here's the problem. Urgent things are not always important things. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Important things are the activities that move you toward your goals, that build your future, that create long-term value. Reading is important. Learning is important. Planning is important. Building relationships is important. Taking care of your health is important. But these things are rarely urgent. They don't scream for attention. They don't have deadlines. And that's why most people neglect them. If you want to work smarter, you've got to schedule time for important activities before they become urgent. You've got to make time for learning before you're obsolete. You've got to make time for exercise before you're sick. You've got to make time for planning before you're lost. You've got to make time for important relationships before they're broken. Don't wait for things to become urgent. Be proactive. Be intentional. Be smart about your time. Here's another crucial principle: learn to say no. One of the biggest time management problems people have is they say yes to everything. Someone asks them to do something, and they automatically say yes. Someone invites them somewhere, and they agree even though they don't really want to go. Someone asks for their time, and they give it even though they have other priorities, and then they wonder why they never have time for what really matters. You cannot overestimate the unimportance of practically everything. Most things don't matter. Most requests can be declined. Most interruptions can be avoided. Most activities can be eliminated. You've got to be ruthless about protecting your time. You've got to be selective about what you agree to. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something important. Every time you agree to someone else's priorities, you're neglecting your own. If you want to work smarter, develop the ability to say no gracefully but firmly. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be mean. But you do have to be clear. I appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now. That sounds interesting, but it's not aligned with my current priorities. I'd love to help, but I don't have the bandwidth right now. Protect your time like you protect your money. Actually, protect it more, because you can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Now let me talk to you about one of the most powerful time management tools available: planning. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Planning is sharpening your axe. Planning is preparation. Planning is thinking through what you're going to do before you do it, and it's one of the most overlooked activities in personal productivity. Most people don't plan. They just react. They wake up and see what happens. They start their day without a clear idea of what they want to accomplish. They work on whatever comes up, whatever seems urgent, whatever catches their attention. And at the end of the day, they're exhausted but haven't really accomplished anything significant. They've been busy, but they haven't been productive. If you want to work smarter, spend time planning. Plan your year. Plan your months. Plan your weeks. Plan your days. Every night before you go to bed, write down the most important things you need to accomplish tomorrow. Every Sunday, review your goals and plan your week. Every quarter, evaluate your progress and adjust your strategy. Planning takes time, but it saves much more time than it costs. A good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't overthink it. Don't get paralyzed by trying to figure out every detail. Just plan. Think about what you want to accomplish. Think about the steps you need to take. Think about potential obstacles and how you'll overcome them. Write it down. And then execute. Here's something else that will help you work smarter: batch similar activities together. Every time you switch tasks, your brain needs time to adjust. It needs time to shift gears. It needs time to refocus. And that transition time adds up. If you're constantly jumping from one type of task to another, you're wasting a tremendous amount of time and energy. Instead, group similar activities together. If you need to make phone calls, make them all at once. If you need to respond to emails, set aside specific times for that instead of checking constantly. If you have errands to run, group them by location and do them all in one trip. If you have creative work to do, block out uninterrupted time for that. Batching similar activities together reduces transition time, improves focus, and increases productivity. Either you run the day, or the day runs you. This is the choice you make every single day. Are you going to be intentional about your time, or are you going to let circumstances control you? Are you going to decide what you're going to do, or are you going to let other people decide for you? Are you going to work on your priorities, or are you going to work on everyone else's priorities? If you want to work smarter, take control of your schedule. Block out time for your most important activities. Protect that time. Guard it. Treat it as sacred. If someone wants to schedule a meeting during your block time, say no. If someone wants your attention during your focus time, tell them you're unavailable. Your time belongs to you. Your schedule is yours to control. Don't give that control to other people. Let me tell you about one of the biggest time wasters, perfectionism. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. Perfectionism keeps you stuck. Perfectionism prevents you from completing things. Don't let perfection become procrastination. Do it now. Done is better than perfect. Finished is better than flawless. Progress is better than perfection. I'm not saying do sloppy work. I'm not saying don't care about quality. I'm saying don't let the pursuit of perfection prevent you from making progress. Don't spend 3 hours on something that only requires 30 minutes. Don't revise something 15 times when twice is enough. Don't overthink decisions that aren't that important. Do good work, but know when good enough is good enough. Here's another time management principle that will transform your productivity: eliminate, automate, or delegate. Look at everything you do and ask yourself 3 questions. First, can I eliminate this? Is this activity really necessary? Does it produce results? Does it matter? If not, stop doing it. Just eliminate it from your schedule. Second, can I automate this? Is there a way to set this up so it happens automatically without my involvement? Can technology handle this? Can a system take care of this? If so, automate it. Set it up once and let it run. Third, can I delegate this? Does this really require my personal attention? Could someone else do this? Could someone else do this even better than me? If so, delegate it. Free up your time for the activities that only you can do. The activities that leverage your unique skills and abilities. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Most people fill their schedule with whatever comes up, and then they try to fit in what's important. That's backwards. Schedule what's important first. Block time for your priorities. And then fit everything else around that. If something doesn't fit, it doesn't get done. That's how you protect your time. That's how you ensure you're working on what matters. Now let me address one of the biggest time management challenges in modern life: distractions. We live in the most distracted era in human history. Our phones are constantly buzzing. Notifications are constantly popping up. Messages are constantly coming in. Social media is constantly calling for our attention. And most people are constantly responding to all of it. The ability to concentrate and to use your time well is everything if you want to succeed in business or almost anywhere else for that matter. Concentration is becoming a rare skill. The ability to focus deeply on one thing for an extended period is becoming increasingly uncommon. And that's actually good news for you if you develop that ability, because it means you'll have a massive competitive advantage. If you want to work smarter, you've got to eliminate distractions. Turn off notifications. Put your phone in another room. Close your email. Shut down social media. Create an environment that supports focus. Your brain can't work at its best when it's constantly being interrupted. Every interruption breaks your concentration and reduces your effectiveness. Set specific times for checking email and messages. Maybe 3 times a day: morning, noon, and before you finish work. The rest of the time, focus on your priorities. The world won't end if you don't respond immediately. Most things that seem urgent really aren't. Most messages can wait a few hours. Protect your focus time. Guard your concentration. It's one of your most valuable assets. Here's a time management truth that many people resist. You've got to take care of yourself. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. If you're exhausted, you can't work effectively. If you're unhealthy, you can't perform at your best. If you're stressed and burned out, you can't think clearly. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. Make time for exercise. Make time for healthy meals. Make time for adequate sleep. Make time for rest and recovery. These aren't luxuries. These are necessities if you want to work smarter. You can't operate at peak performance if you're not taking care of your physical and mental health. And operating at peak performance is what working smarter is all about. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. Are you going to take control of your day? Or are you going to let your day control you? Are you going to work according to your plan? Or are you going to react to whatever comes up? Are you going to be proactive or reactive? If you want to work smarter, develop a morning routine that sets you up for success. Don't check your phone first thing. Don't dive into email immediately. Don't start your day in reaction mode. Start your day in creation mode. Review your goals. Read something inspirational or educational. Exercise. Eat a healthy breakfast. Plan your day. Get yourself in the right mental and physical state before you engage with the world. Let me tell you about the power of time blocking. Time blocking is where you assign specific blocks of time to specific activities. Instead of just having a to-do list, you actually schedule when you're going to do each task. From 8 to 9, you're working on project A. From 9 to 10, you're making phone calls. From 10 to 12, you're in deep focus work on project B. From 1 to 2, you're responding to emails. And so on. Lost time is never found again. Time blocking ensures that your important activities actually get done. It prevents you from spending all your time on urgent things and neglecting important things. It gives structure to your day. It helps you estimate how long tasks really take. It forces you to be realistic about what you can accomplish. And it dramatically increases your productivity. Here's something else that will help you work smarter, learn to leverage other people's time. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. When you help other people, when you add value to their lives, when you make them successful, they're often willing to help you in return. Build a network of people you can collaborate with. Find people whose strengths complement your weaknesses. Develop relationships where you can help each other. Learn to trade time and skills. You do something you're good at for them, and they do something they're good at for you. This multiplies your effectiveness. This allows you to accomplish far more than you could alone. Let me talk to you about the 80-20 principle, also known as the Pareto principle. This principle states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. 80% of your income comes from 20% of your clients. 80% of your productivity comes from 20% of your time. 8% of your happiness comes from 20% of your activities. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. If you want to work smarter, Identify the 20% that produces 80% of your results. What are the few activities that generate most of your success? What are the few clients that generate most of your income? What are the few habits that produce most of your happiness? Focus on those things. Do more of them. And eliminate or minimize everything else. Most people spend most of their time on the 80% that produces only 20% of their results. They're busy with trivia. They're occupied with low-value activities. They're working hard but not smart. Don't be like most people. Be different. Be strategic. Focus on what matters. Focus on what produces results. Here's another important principle learned to work in sprints. Your brain can't maintain peak focus for 8 hours straight. Research shows that the brain works best in cycles of intense focus, followed by rest. Work for 90 minutes with complete concentration, then take a 15-minute break, or work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Find what works for you. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Don't try to work at the same pace all day. Don't try to maintain constant focus from morning to night. That's not how your brain works. Instead, work in sprints. Go hard when you're working, then genuinely rest when you're resting. Don't do that half work thing where you're kind of working but also kind of distracted. That's the worst of both worlds. Let me tell you about something that wastes more time than almost anything else: indecision. Many people spend hours, days, even weeks trying to make decisions that should take minutes. They overthink. They overanalyze. They worry about making the wrong choice. And meanwhile, time is passing, opportunities are disappearing, and nothing is getting done. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Make decisions quickly. Gather the information you need, consider your options, and decide. Most decisions aren't life or death. Most choices can be adjusted if they don't work out. And even a mediocre decision acted upon is usually better than a perfect decision that never happens because you spent all your time deciding. If you want to work smarter, develop the ability to make quick decisions. Set a time limit for decisions based on their importance. 5 minutes for minor decisions. An hour for medium decisions. A day for major decisions. But don't let decisions drag on endlessly. Decide and move forward. You can always adjust later if needed. Here's a truth about time management that might surprise you. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is nothing. Sometimes the most productive choice is to rest. Sometimes the best use of your time is to step back, reflect, and recharge. Learn to rest, not to quit. There's a difference between being lazy and being strategic about recovery. If you're exhausted, if you're burned out, if you're running on empty, forcing yourself to keep working isn't working smarter. It's working stupider. Your effectiveness drops dramatically when you're tired. Your decision-making suffers. Your creativity disappears. Your productivity plummets. Sometimes the smartest thing to do is take a break, get some sleep, go for a walk, or take a day off. Let me share with you one more crucial principle: review and reflect regularly. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Set aside time weekly to review your progress. What got done? What didn't? What worked? What didn't? What should you do more of? What should you do less of? This review time is essential for continuous improvement. It helps you learn from experience. It helps you identify what's working and what isn't. It helps you adjust your strategy. It keeps you on track toward your goals. Don't just work blindly day after day. Stop regularly to assess, to reflect, to adjust. That's how you get better. That's how you become more effective. Time is the most valuable asset you don't own. You can't buy, sell, or rent additional time. But you can invest it. What's important is not what you have, but what you do with what you have. This is the bottom line. You can't manage time itself. Time passes at the same rate for everyone. What you can manage is yourself. You can manage your choices. You can manage your focus. You can manage your priorities. You can manage your energy. Working smarter isn't about doing more. It's about doing better. It's about focusing on what matters. It's about eliminating what doesn't. It's about being intentional instead of accidental. It's about being strategic instead of scattered. It's about being productive instead of just busy. So here's what I want you to do. Starting today, starting right now, begin implementing these principles. Get clear on your goals. Identify your priorities. Schedule your important activities. Eliminate distractions. Say no to things that don't matter. Plan your days. Batch your activities. Focus on results, not just effort. Take care of yourself. Make decisions quickly. Review your progress regularly. We all have the same amount of time. The difference is what we do with it. You have 24 hours today. So does everyone else. The difference between you achieving your goals or not isn't about having more time. It's about using your time wisely. It's about working smarter. It's about making every hour count. Your future is being created by how you use your time today. Choose wisely. Act intentionally. Work smart. Your success depends on it.